Right, it is time for this.
I'm too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my shirt. So sexy it hurts.
Yes, I know, I couldn't resist. So for Outside this week, I'm joined by pop duo sensation Right Said Fred. Now, you might remember the brothers from the 1991 hit I'm Too Sexy. I can't believe it. That's like 31 years ago. Oh, my God, 31 years. Where did it go? And during their amazing career, the pair have had a number of hits in 70 different countries around the world. They've accumulated over 25 million in sales. The pop duo were the first British band to get a debut #1 in the US since the Beatles in 1964, and they originally from East Grinstead have performed alongside a number of big names, as well as singing with our late Queen and Nelson Mandela. Now, the music duo have turned to writing, having released a book titled Still Too Sexy. We'll be the judge of that, I'm pleased to say. They're here, Fred and Richard Fairbanks from Right Said Fred.
Good point. That's a very good point.
Wow. So which one's which?
I think you should have a question mark.
I'm Fred.
You're Fred.
Richard. I'm Richard.
You're Richard. Who was the one ripping his shirt off?
Me.
Both of us.
But we both of us did.
In that little shop.
He was the first.
I was
yeah,
the first one.
You were
Yeah.
the first, yeah.
Well, we didn't have a stylist. We didn't have any clothes. So it's just,
Took our clothes off.
in the absence of a stylist, you take your kit off.
Yeah, that's what we did. Yeah.
So how did this all sort of start then? What were you doing for you to suddenly end up in a pop band? Were you singing before?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We went on. Our first tour was 1978 with Suicide, who were a New York sort of electronica duo. And during that tour, we did shows with Joy Division and the
Joy
Addicts.
Division,
Yeah,
yes.
Joy Division. Yeah.
New Order.
New Order.
Yeah, they were New Order. Yeah. And so we did. We went. We're one of those bands. We're in and out of deals all through the 80s, getting nowhere really fast, you know. And then we kind of like just thought, let's dump everything we've ever done, and meet. So we met up with Rob Manzoli, he was the guitar player, and so we just agreed to write something fresh. And the first song we actually wrote together was I'm Too Sexy.
Yep.
And how long did it take you to write that?
It didn't take us that long. It's just we didn't have any money, so we couldn't get the studio.
Yeah.
So we were Rich and I were working, so we were working to save up to go to the studio. So overall, it took about 4 to 5 months to get it together. But that's partly because we were skint.
Well, I thought you were going to say that it took us like 3 minutes, because sometimes these big hits, because this was a massive hit, right?
Yes,
yeah.
I mean, this was huge. It's like all over the world.
Yeah.
And I can remember saying, I'm too sexy. Everybody did it. I mean, everybody did the I'm too sexy.
Yeah,
for my
yeah,
thing.
yes, exactly.
How did you come up with that idea? What was it that you didn't have any clothes, you thought, I'm too sexy, and then suddenly...
He did it.
No, we had another song running in the studio, and the bass line for the song was da 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 on the keyboard, and it was it was really hot, and I can't remember exactly why, but I went into there was a basement studio attached to this guy's house, and I walked into his bedroom, and he had one of those old Victorian wardrobes with a mirror cut into the door, and I could still hear this so I started singing I'm too sexy for my shirt, and that was it. That was it. We just Rob and I fell about laughing. Fred wasn't quite sure.
I was unsure to begin with.
Really?
Because he's a bit of a Bob Dylan fan, so it's a bit serious.
And I tend to do the lyrics, so I was thinking, well, what am I going to do with this? So then eventually we had the idea for I'm a model, and then I said, OK, this is sort of about narcissism, and this is.
And Fred was dating a model at the time.
And I was dating a model at the time. So, yeah.
It sounded a bit like I'm a model. Was that Ultravox or Vienna or something?
No, that was us.
Was it not that one?
Oh, you mean Kraftwerk?
Kraftwerk.
Yeah,
That's the one I was thinking. That's good. I'm a model and looking good.
Yeah. They were fantastic.
Yeah.
Kraftwerk, yeah, great.
They were great. What kind of influences were you? Also, you said Kraftwerk is great. Joy Division, you.
I mean, our influence was more early 70s glam rock, really.
Yeah.
And we liked ridiculous pop, like Mark Bolan and
The Tubes.
Glam,
Remember the Tubes?
and
all that.
Talking Heads. That's sort
Talking
of where.
Heads.
Yeah.
Splitty-Plitty.
Yeah, Splitty Polity.
Not so much, no, but...
He recorded one word at a time.
Did he?
That's what you're told.
I didn't know
I don't know how true that is.
That is interesting.
Green, his name was, wasn't it?
So talk to me about the sort of how your career evolved. What have you been doing, and sort of where have you been going? Because you've done loads of different things.
Yes, we have. Yeah,
and you've won lots of awards as well.
Yes, we've won lots of not lots. We've got 3 BMIs and a couple of Ivor Novellos, and we've always been independent, so we've never been part of the machine. So we tend to have to work despite the music industry. So we work in the margins because we're not part of their little gang, you know. Yeah. So and we get like with the book.
Still too sexy. They are still too sexy.
We get cancelled a lot.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, we do. So we've been currently cancelled by HMV, Sister Ray,
Rough Trade.
Waterstones, Rough Trade, and there's a literary festival we were invited onto called Louder Than Words that happens in Manchester in November, and they've just cancelled us.
Well, when you say cancelled, do you actually mean that they said that we won't put your books on? They've actually told you that.
They've told us.
They specifically said that.
Yes, because we won't have your book and we won't have you on. Is what we Louder Than Words have cancelled us.
Oh, really? So you have specifically been told by these people?
Yes, we have. Yeah. Absolutely right.
Well, that's fair enough. God.
Yep.
I mean, this world of cancellation,
it's mind-numbing.
Isn't it ridiculous?
It is. Yeah.
It is.
Although some people, I mean, because it's slightly hypocritical, because in some sense you think that person shouldn't be doing what they're doing. You do everything to stop them from doing it. Yeah. But then on the other hand, if it's happening to you, it's not a
No, I personally think the audiences should always decide.
Yeah.
So I don't think any platform on Twitter should be banned. And if they're insulting and rude, then the thing to do is for people to block the account, and the account will die on its own.
Exactly. You're absolutely right. We didn't think it would be quite so controversial to just say what you think.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Back in the day, I just didn't think that was going to be a problem in the UK.
Me too. Yeah.
And then I think in the last couple of years, I've realised, and we both had, that the country we were growing up in is not quite the country we thought it was.
Yeah.
That's what's happened.
I'd also thought we'd be drowned out by other musicians, the normal musicians that speak out, like the Gallaghers and Lily Allen and Stormzy and Billy Bragg. I thought we would just disappear into the background because there'd be much bigger names speaking out, but apparently not.
Well, sometimes people just there does become sometimes almost a lynch mob mentality. Sometimes
it does, yes.
And there's lots of people who have experienced that as well. Yeah. Now, I want to come to the fact that you actually work with Taylor Swift then.
Yeah, no, what
happened with that?
Right, with Taylor Swift, it's...
Or Swiftie.
Swiftie, have you met her?
Swiftie? No, we haven't, no. No, she was very sweet. She sent us some flowers and thanked us for the use of the song. So what she did, she used a part of I'm Too Sexy and rewrote it to her benefit, to her liking. And because we're the original writers, we have to be credited. And in the press said it was a sample. They said the same with Drake, and they said the same with Beyonce. It's not a sample. It's a co-write because we have to be credited as the original writers. So you ends up as a co-writer.
Do you make money out of that?
Yes.
Oh, and so did this make you rich? Your career?
Yeah, but it did.
It could have made us richer.
It could have made us richer if we'd been smarter. And also, we walked away. The celebrity thing we hated. We did about 2 years of it. So we played the game when they said jump, we said how high. We did all that stuff. And by about 93, 94, I think we just thought that we
weren't very good at it.
No, we're not.
Some people are really good at the red carpet thing
yeah.
and doing the pose in front of the board, the publicity boards. Some people are just really good at it, and we just weren't. And we got invited to a red carpet thing in Leicester Square. And we saw all the cameras and the people, and we just thought, we can't do this. This is
we got so drunk.
So we went up to a pub just up the road, got absolutely slaughtered, and then we did it.